Russian bombs destroy theater with 1,200 civilians sheltering inside in devastated Mariupol, officials say. A Russian bomb destroyed a theater today in the besieged city of Mariupol where 1,200 terrified civilians have been sheltering, according to officials. The Mariupol Drama Theatre had been used as a safe haven from Russia's relentless shelling of the southern port city, with meals being provided and people sleeping overnight. The Mariupol Drama Theatre was bombed by the Russians' credit, Twitter. The number of casualties is not yet known, credit, Twitter. The continuous bombardment of Mariupol has forced around 20,000 Ukrainians to flee, while it's estimated more than 2,300 citizens have been killed in the area. The city's deputy mayor, Serhiy Orlov, said between 1,000 and 1,200 people were inside the theater when it was targeted by the Russians. Rescuers are searching the wreckage for survivors, but the number of casualties is not yet known. Ukrainian parliament said on Twitter, "It is unknown how many people died under the rubble. No one can reach the blockages, we don't know if there are any survivors." It claimed the theater's bomb shelter was buried under rubble. Mariupol City Council said it was impossible to estimate the scale of this horrific and inhumane act. The city authorities said, "It is impossible to find words to describe the level of cynicism and cruelty with which Russian invaders are destroying peaceful residents of a Ukrainian city by the sea." Pictures showed a pile of rubble with twisted metal and smoke rising from the ruins, while videos showed blood-soaked victims being rushed to hospital, and numerous bodies in the basement of the theater. Another video showed smoldering vehicles and debris strewn across what appeared to be the theater's car park. Footage posted online just 5 days ago showed the theater packed with people sheltering from the onslaught of Russian shelling. Local MP Serhiy Orlov said the theater had become a shelter in which the residents of the blockaded Mariupol sought respite from the continuous shelling. He feared many had been buried under the rubble and posted online, "There were a huge number of people hiding from the shelling. There is some fierce fighting going on right now." Many Mariupol citizens were hiding in the theater, with small children. Russia has reportedly denied it carried out the airstrike on the theater. Mariupol has been under fire for more than 2 weeks and entire neighborhoods have been turned into wasteland. The Red Cross said the city is in the middle of a waking nightmare. In a separate incident today, a convoy of civilians evacuated from the city was hit by Russian rockets, according to Ukraine's armed forces. In a Facebook post, the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine said the civilians were fleeing when they were fired on by a BM-21 Grad multiple launch rocket system. The Zaporizhzhia local government said at least 5 people were injured, including a child who has been left in a critical condition. Russian soldiers have also taken hundreds of hospital staff and patients hostage at Mariupol Regional Intensive Care Hospital. The troops are said to be forcing nearby residents out of their homes and into the hospital after days of relentless Russian shelling. Mr. Orlov said about 400 people are being stopped from leaving the city center hospital. He told the BBC, "We received information that the Russian army captured our biggest hospital. We can confirm this information, and also the governor of Donetsk region has confirmed this information." The Russian soldiers have reportedly threatened to shoot anyone who tries to escape. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said Mariupol was quickly running out of food and residents are struggling for water, heating and medicine. And Iryna Vereshchuk, Ukraine's deputy prime minister, said there were serious problems trying to deliver humanitarian aid to the desperate city of 430,000 people. In a glimmer of hope, around 20,000 people have managed to flee the city by driving along a humanitarian corridor agreed with Russian forces. About 4,000 cars fled northwest to Zaporizhzhia in what is believed to be the biggest evacuation yet from Mariupol, according to Kirilo Timoshenko, a senior aide to Zelensky. But parents have been forced to leave their tiny premature babies behind in a hospital in the city, as it's reported 103 children have been killed by merciless Russian troops. Amid frantic scenes as families try to escape, A devastating picture from the city's hospital number 3 shows 3 premature babies in a bed, left behind by their desperate parents. It comes after a pregnant woman and her unborn baby died after a Russian airstrike destroyed a maternity hospital in Mariupol. A harrowing picture showed the mother being stretchered from the hospital and she later screamed kill me," when she found her baby was lost, then died herself. Elsewhere, at least 10 people have died after Russian troops reportedly opened fire on Ukrainian civilians queuing for bread in the northern city of Chernihiv. Horror footage shows bodies lying on the ground after Russian soldiers allegedly shot them outside a bakery in the city. It comes as Russian soldiers were filmed apparently shooting dead a Ukrainian civilian in cold blood as he held his hands up and surrendered. The video shows the Russian tank parked near a petrol station while a man in a silver vehicle turns his car around and stops. Russian forces are continuing to pound Ukrainian cities and edge closer to Kyiv in a relentless bombardment that keeps deepening the humanitarian crisis. Kyiv Mayor Vitaly Klitschko has warned of a difficult and dangerous moment for the city as Russian forces step up strikes on residential buildings. Meanwhile, Zelensky said Ukraine has captured almost 1,000 Russian prisoners of war since the invasion began on February 24. But it comes as Russia claims it is close to a peace deal that will see Ukraine become a neutral country, its foreign minister has claimed. The apparent willingness of Vladimir Putin to find a way out of the war he started comes as his forces have been mauled by heroic Ukrainian defenders and could even buckle in 10 days. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said talks with Ukraine are now focused on a neutral status for the war-torn country.